What's up, teammates? Well, looks like Ben Johnson's the man. At least we hope so. But, you know, it's been getting hotter and hotter. And, he, once his final interview was over, we hadn't had interviews. After that, or say Pete Carroll, and a couple of interviews that were already scheduled anyway. They hadn't scheduled any more interviews that I'm aware of. And, they started searching for their general manager, which suggests that they're ready to take the next step as far as who they're going to hire. Because, of course, this time around, again, like last time around, the head coach is going to be able to handpick his GM, which, we'll have Tom Brady in the house. So at least there'll be someone else to try to uh, pump the brakes on the head coach and GM, and not just let those two go crazy, or let the head coach push the GM around like McDoofus did to Dave. So I don't think we'll have to worry about that. I think Tom Brady's gonna have this shit running smoothly, and I think Tom Brady is really the reason he interviewed. I think Tom Brady is the reason that he took the job if he actually did. Uh, I think that also, why wouldn't he? We got a great defense. The offense is, brand spanking new, and is what you want it to be, right? But he's an offensive guru, right? So he should be able to work with what he has. He should be able to see what we can get out of what we're giving him. And we're not giving him nothing, right? We got offensive tools to give him. We got Jacoby. We still got, Trey Tucker's not, doesn't stink. You know what I'm saying? We got Michael May, damn, Michael Mayer, who, coming back. But we seen what he can do for, spurts at a time. If we can get him regularly involved, then he's another good weapon. And lastly but not leastly, Brock Bowers. Who wouldn't want to work with an offense that includes Brock Bowers? I mean, you can work your offense around Brock Bowers if you got that type of offensive ability. It is easy. And who wouldn't want to give a team or take an offensive team that has the best tight end to play football, that's playing football right now? So that's an appealing job. And I think all those things appeal to him. And, the money was straight, and the control was there. And I hope that that's what happened, because the word on the street is that that's what happens. The way everything went down, it looks like that's what happened. So let's go to the next step and get us that general manager and see what the general manager decides to do for the draft. And let's see where we go. Let's see if we go. What is it that we're going to do about the draft? There's 5 picks in front of us, and few of them want a quarterback. Or do they want a quarterback? That's really where we sit. What do the other teams want? And it's too hard to predict, especially at this point. When you look at number 1 pick, you look at TDT, you like that shit, right? No, the Tennessee Titans, they still got Will Levis, right? And if they go, and pick Sador or Cam, then they're wasting. They're using their last 2 out of 3 first round picks on quarterbacks, and it seems like that's kind of lays it's hard on the franchise to just keep using your first round pick for another quarterback and another quarterback, instead of trying to build the team in different ways. Just picking first round busts back to back. They can't keep that up. I don't even think they will want to try to do it again. I mean, Will Levis isn't terrible. He hasn't come in and performed in extreme ways, but he started getting better towards the end of the year. And according to everybody else, he's better than Aiden O'Connell, so he should be able to work with him. But we don't really know. I guess we'll just have to see and hope that the Tennessee Titans are happy with Will Levis and what he's doing for him. Because right now, free agency is still thin, so there's no chance. There's no telling what Tennessee will do because they're kind of a wild card in the middle of this stuff. But in my plan, in my idea, in my dream world, right, the ideal situation for us as Raider fans is that Tennessee decides to stick with Will Levis because they just don't want to keep drafting a quarterback in the first round time and time again. It's just too much stress on the franchise, and you're not using your first round pick for anything positive, and you're not going to grow that way if you don't try to fill other areas of your team with your draft picks and not keep trying to hit and miss on quarterbacks. So that's my hope for them. Next in line, the Browns. Are the Browns going to stay with James Winston? He's not terrible. Uh, he's not breaking the bank. I mean, he got money on him, but not like that other dude, whatever his name is, that's not coming to my head. But he got, I don't think he has that big a contract, so it's not like they would be ready and willing to get rid of all that money. But I think, you know, again, why would they take that chance? There's a good actually reason for them to take that chance. But shit, let's hope they don't. You know what I'm saying? They do have the option, they have the motivation. Jameis Winston hasn't been killing it, you know, and he's been given enough time to be given a legitimate chance. And they could feel like it's legitimately time to move on and find something that's a rank above him because they don't see him being a franchise quarterback. They need to see somebody who's a little better than what he is and see if that can become a franchise quarterback. So that's a fearful one. They do have something, just like Tennessee. They got something in the fridge, right? They could take it out and cook it. But do they want to? Is it worth taking it out? Should they go get something fresh? Keep that in the fridge and get something new from the store and see if we can cook that. But then you got all these meals in the fridge, and how many are you going to cook? I don't know. But to me, the Browns look more apt to pick quarterback than the Titans, in my opinion. Next, G-Men. They're taking one of them. Okay. And like Deion said, he didn't say there's only one team in the whole league that I'll let him go to. New York Giants, I'm sure, is one of the teams on that list. What kind of power pool can Tom Brady pull? I don't know. Can he work with Deion and pull? I mean, we're close enough to first where we could do something. Like if we need to leapfrog the Giants, we could talk to the Browns. The Browns would be willing to work with us because they're in turmoil right now and they need to start building a team. So they need the draft picks. So it'd be good and they're not falling too far back. And they'll get some more draft picks to, build onto if they think, James Winston's enough. Which who knows if they think that or not. But there's a chance. I got the lineup over here if you wonder why I keep looking over. It's pretty obvious that I do, but that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do it again. So anyway, they could move on from him. Or they could keep him. And they could want to take what we got for him. But are they? Are they willing to swap out some water? If they want to keep Jameis Winston, then yes. If they don't, another quarterback gone. And if that happens, I don't know. We'll see what we can do to get to do it. I don't know how. Server Bob doesn't know how. He knows it will happen, and I'm down with that. I'll go ahead and hold on to that. But I'm going 40-60. I'm not going silver lining with that. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm just wait and see. Just wait and see. Because Cleveland could surprise us. New York Giants is not going to be a surprise. But if we can get Cleveland to not draft someone, I don't think Titans will, because I think it's just not good business. I think Cleveland, we can either jump up to Cleveland, or they might not draft a quarterback because they're going to sit on what they have, and I don't know what his money is like, but they probably just want to sit on him, give him another year, or wait for a better quarterback class. You know what I'm saying? There's that, right? So Cleveland might be wanting to move around. Uh, if we do move around, it'd be nice for us to move around and get in front of the Giants, so we have our choice at quarterback instead of them having their choice. I think, I think that probably will be this general manager's main job right now. I think his job is to get Shedeur Sanders, sink, swim, or fly, right? He just has to make it happen one way or the other, and I think that's going to pretty much determine who gets the job. In my opinion, if Ben Johnson gets the job, that's going to be his probably number one request is, okay, you guys got me here. You telling me that we could get me a quarterback, so let's make this work. Let's talk to the people. Let's get Shedeur. Whatever you gotta do, you gotta do it, because this is why I'm coming. And I want the young stud quarterback, and I want the promising wide receivers. I want the super dope tight end. I'll take it all, and I can work with that. I'm sure a good offensive mind can work with that. They're talented people on the team. We have no running back, but he gets to draft whoever he wants. And there's a lot of good running backs coming out in this class. So they got that covered. If we can make sure, if we can have the Giants pick Cam, or we jump up to the Browns, that's all the G manager got to do. Whoever comes in and gets the job, he has to figure out a way to do that. And if he doesn't, he's fired. Not for real. But seriously, that's going to be the move. And if that's not the move, if we don't get a quarterback, then I have no idea what we're going to do. Last year, there's no way for me to predict what they might do, especially at this point, because we don't know who we might have. But, you know, it's looking to be Ben Johnson for us. So from here now, from going on forward, we'll just speak as if Ben Johnson is the coach. And if he isn't, it hurts. And I was wrong, or not wrong, but I took us down the rabbit hole that we shouldn't have been on. But from now on, as we analyze the team, as we looking at what we're going to try to do in the offseason, who we're going to try to get, who we shouldn't get, and who we're going to keep on the team, we'll just assume that Ben Johnson is the head coach, and we'll ask who Ben Johnson would do. Like players like Nate Hobbs. Well, I guess Nate Hobbs on defense, so maybe not. He might get rid of the whole damn running back room. And why not? Because there's not much there. But anyway, Ben gets what he wants. Hopefully he gets a good offense that he wants. Hopefully he gets the quarterback what he wants. And hopefully he gets the general manager that he wants. And he already has the owner that he wants in Tom Brady. Hopefully that's what he feels like anyway. And with that, I see nothing but, blue skies from now on. It's going to be, a tumultuous year, or it could not be, right? There's no reason to think that if Ben Johnson does get Shedeur Sanders, he can't put us in a good situation immediately. If our offense is making a decent amount of points, we got to be killing it. And our defense is killing it, and we retain Patrick Graham, if he speaks to Ben Johnson and they have a discussion, I hope Patrick Graham doesn't move on. But if he does, he's due for his promotion. I would hate for him to do a sidestep though. I hate to come somebody else's defensive coordinator because it'd be like, what didn't we do to keep him here, right? So we hopefully have Patrick Graham. Hopefully Ben Johnson. He'll bring in whatever offense coordinator he wants to bring in. And I'm sure it'll be someone who knows how to handle the calls well enough to, or maybe doesn't even make any calls. Who knows how Ben Johnson operates? I don't. Shoot, nobody does. He hasn't operated yet. So, you know what? We got a lot of brand new things coming in packages. A lot of things that we never had before. Yeah, we're getting our first ones, and we're excited to get them, but we don't know how to play with them yet. So we getting some good toys though. We should be getting some real nice toys. And see if we can learn to ride that bike and shoot that BB gun, right? We can get that coach what he needs. And if we can get a general manager that they can get it. And we can start all over. But we are starting with a good defense. And a good defense can win games for you easily. They've done it for us before. If we could get a punchy offense with whatever quarterback we have, then there's no reason that we can't have a decent season. Last season was a terrible season, but that season doesn't reflect the team that we are. It really doesn't. Gardner Minshew destroyed the season all by himself, and Luke Getsy didn't make it look any better. I mean, there were players wide open, and Gardner Minshew missed them, and there were plays where Gardner Minshew had no chance because there's 3 receivers in the same area because someone didn't run the right route, and then 2 people had a messed up route would left them in the same area anyway. So this team is not indicative of our record last year. Our offense is going to improve just because whomever is our quarterback from the beginning of rookie camp will be our quarterback through the first day of the season. So they'll be able to develop that rapport with Brock Bowers and Jacoby and Mike, and whomever we draft, right? So, sorry. So we're in a good spot. I'm happy because you don't seem unsure. When I'm unsure, it's I guess it's not depressing, but I'm usually not unsure. I'm usually on top of everything. I usually see before it comes, and I know what's going on. I can't handle being unsure. It's nerve wracking to me, but I'm going to go with this as an assuredness, right? We got Ben Johnson. He's going to get the GM that he wants. That GM has been given a job to get a quarterback. That quarterback is probably Shedeur Sanders. We can get that quarterback if we leapfrog up to where the Cleveland Browns are. If the Titans still feel good with Will Levis, what the Titans have to feel, the way the Titans should feel, the way I want the Titans to feel, I hope they feel, is that 3 number 1 draft picks out of the last, or 2 out of your last 3 number 1 draft picks have been quarterbacks. How many times are you going to shoot that arrow? You know what I'm saying? Before you calm down, try a different approach and waiting for something that's more definite. The Browns, they have no reason to stay where they are because they have a decent quarterback. They can get a better one maybe. Go apples to oranges and then compare them. But is it enough for them to want to put that mix together in and then have that quarterback quasi controversy what it would be, and that it would bring a lot of turmoil to the locker room, that not that matters too much, but it's something that they would have to consider. And if we make a sweet enough deal for them then they'll be more likely to consider our deal. I think there's nothing short of anything, right? We got to give them everything that we possibly can because we got to secure Sador. You like that, right? Mic drop. We gotta secure Sador, and we gotta do it now because we can't wait for the other perfect situation because this is the one. This is the perfect situation for the team, for Sador, for the ownership, for the city. This right here is pretty much a got to happen, right? So whatever and whomever drafts who, we must get Sador Sanders because we got to start there. The only the only thing, which is not even a thing, even in my mind, I don't think it's a thing, is if, Ben Johnson is like, look what I did with Jared Goff. I could make this kid dope with Aiden O'Connell because that's Aiden O'Connell's thing. Aiden O'Connell is an awesome robot, right? He doesn't create very well. He's learned to move around in the pocket. He can scramble out a little bit, but that's not what this guy wants over his quarterback. He wants a pocket passer, which is what Sador is. He's more of a pocket passer than a running quarterback. He's a lot more mobile than Aiden, but his mobility doesn't transfer over in his numbers. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he has rushing yards. He'll end the season with negative rushing yards. I think he's done that twice because his sacks versus his, rushing attempts that are actually for rushing yards, are washed out. So he's not a super great runner. His mobility can extend plays, and that's good enough reason for him to be the number one pick or our number one pick, and for us to go ahead and have to make some moves to do whatever it is to get what we need as far as Sador Sanders. And even if our previous GM kept his job, they were still probably worried about his technique, his aggressiveness, his draft, because he did a great draft, but I don't know, maybe they wanted a little more. But they also probably just had to fire him too. I mean, he did a great draft, but they just had to fire him because we got to get Ben Johnson. He has to get a whole new cake, brand new mix, throw it all up in the oven. Let's bake it up. Franchise expansion. Let's do it. So we got Ben. That's the thing. We're going to get a GM that loves him. We're going to get Sador Sanders because that's what the GM's new job is. Because that's what, and most importantly, that's what Tom Brady wants. If I'm correct, and if everybody else is correct in what they're saying, that's what Tom Brady wants. And what Tom Brady says goes, which is fine with me. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem. And I don't know why anybody else had a problem before it happened with the greatest football player ever to play the game being part of our team and our football management. We're going forward. We're moving forward because Tom Brady knows how to move forward. And he's pushing us in the direction of people who he can help him move forward with. And Ben Johnson is the first step of that moving forward. A GM who can make it happen as far as getting Sador is the next step. And then getting Sador is the step after that. Then, as far as draft predictions go, I don't know who this dude is. Now, and, I didn't know what Tom Telesco was, but I did know what they were facing when they looked at the draft, why they selected what I said they were going to select. They saw how much they had to play Andre James, and what I God damn, Lyman is getting expensive. We should go to the draft and get some immediately. And our first two picks, we're going to get us some old linemen. And then we're going to see what we can do on our defense, try to get a top-notch secondary player. But when the time came, Brock was there. They expected the dude from Miami to be there or wherever the Samoan dude was from. They expected him to be there, but they didn't expect Brock Bowers to be there. He was too high on the list to pass him over, and you see what we got there. So we'll see. Tom Telesco did a good job, but he may not have been aggressive as much as they wanted him to be, or it just couldn't happen. I mean, we weren't going to get Jaden Daniels. We weren't going to get to the second or first pick. So we really weren't going to get. We could have tried to move up. We could have, I guess, maybe jumped Denver and got Bo Nix. But at the time, it's like Aiden or Bo Nix. You don't really know you think Bo Nix has a better upside because you haven't seen him do anything, but you've seen what Aiden can do, and Aiden was a winning quarterback after his first season. I mean, that's just what it is. Actually, I think he went 500. He played 4 games. Did he play 4 or 5 games? He lost against the Chiefs. He lost against the Steelers. Oh yeah, and he lost against the Chargers. So he went 2-3. But anyway, he's still a 500 quarterback though. So anyway, we got goals. We're saying that we need to accomplish. If I'm correct in my guesses and assumptions and my hopes that be, right? We got goals. And those goals look like they're coming down. Goal 1, first domino, is Ben Johnson. Second domino, whoever the hell Ben Johnson wants. Whoever. And throw a gang of money at him too. You say, you come because Ben wants you, and if you don't like what you want as far as cash goes, we double it, man. If you don't like that, we double it again, man. We will get you. You're going to stay. Because Ben says you shall stay. And get Shedeur Sanders. That's the next domino. After that, who knows what we're going to do, right? If we look at the team right now, well, with Ben being our head coach, I'm sure our first pick is going to be offense. If Ben gets his way and we go with the GM that's going to go with his, not necessarily give him 100% decision making ability, but I'm sure he's going to be able to push him in a certain direction. And if Ben Johnson wants to push somebody in a certain direction, I'm sure it's going to be towards the offense. And we'll probably get just best offensive player available because I don't think that I think that he's gonna want to improve his offense. I think he's comfortable with the defense and where it sets. He might go for an O-line or he might go for a promising running back, but probably he's gonna go with O-line. If they can't get Shedeur, but that's way down the line. That'll be his second pick anyway. I think would be not necessarily a running back, but offensive player. If we don't once we get Shedeur secured, yeah. Then the next step is an offensive player in the second round, probably a running back. But we'll see. See who we even get as our head coach specifically and officially. And then we'll go from there. But the silver lining is it looks like it's starting. It looks like we got them. Whether it's been reported or not, we'll go ahead and feel good about we having them. About us having them. Whatever correct English I should be using in that situation. I'm not great. I'm not an English major. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Oh, That's right. I didn't pass all my classes. I don't win all my games, but you can't win them all, right? And clouds get dark. When you looking for the bright side, come to the silver lining. Guru out.